Peace to everybody. Think I'm going to start doing this more. This is the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Check my blog out. Shop with me at columbianexchange.com. Book a reading with me at hoodmystic.setmore.com. Learn some sidereal astrology with me at learnsidereal.com. With all of that out the way, I really want to impress a message that was on my heart that I really wanted to share with y'all. This is not going to be a long video, not going to take up a lot of time tonight, but you know, if you're watching this tonight, if you're fortunate enough to wake up in the morning, you know that is a new day. It's a new beginning. And I know, like, that is cliche, and we easily, you know, shirk that off as new beginnings, wow, whatever, right? But let's really think about it. If we really understood cyclical time, would we be holding on to past traumas and hurts? Emotionally, mentally, all of these particular things that we hold on to, but then we try to say new beginnings, new moon energy, new moon in Aquarius, new moon in Capricorn. Do you really believe that? Do you really understand what it means to actually understand and understand and overstand a new beginning? A completely new energy that we are in the midst of. Explaining some cliches that you hear, divine feminine and goddess, beautiful things to hear from you, but can you get into the mathematical function of the creation in relation to the divine goddess energy? Or do you key in on keywords and fancy terms that sound good and inevitably make you feel good, but manifest nothing? The interesting thing about manifesting nothing is that that's a great place to manifest from. But if we imagine that nothing is something to be ashamed of, something to hide, something to repress, then we may spend a large amount of our power in negative thoughts. It's always interesting to me when I talk to people in their 20s and they have a world of potential, but they never take advantage of that potential for some odd reason. Some people do, majority of people don't. And it's usually because they're fixated on some past event that they can't seem to let go of. And instead of starting over, and instead of starting from the space of being young, fresh, and new, shout out to Khalees, they don't do anything. They just wallow in their despair and trauma and never think about what they could create. Zero equals one. You may have think you've seen this before. You may even think you understand what's being shown before you. But if you haven't understood, overstood, and understood the concept of zero equals one, then you're not really happy. You're not really in the space of joy, because 0 equals 1 is a phenomenal equation that states that you don't need something to manifest something. You actually need nothing to manifest something. It is a need, it is a necessity to strip everything down, because, you know, these long, boring ass stories about your life, about your history, about your boyfriends, about your girlfriends, about your college career, your elementary school teacher that you love so much, about your boyfriends. Did I say your boyfriends earlier? You want to talk about your boyfriends, don't you? I want to talk to y'all. If I had my headphones, I'll open up the Zoom. But like I said, I think I'm going to have to come. Pause. I think I'm going to have to visit my office every night and do a live and just kind of talk some things out. I don't know for how long, but definitely today, tomorrow, the next day. I got to get some stuff off of my chest. And I need to test out if my computer is going to be glitchy. That shit really flipped me out. So I got to figure out what that's all about. However, I'm not going to open up the Zoom today. I'm definitely going to open up the Zoom tomorrow and the subsequent days. However, I'm going to bring my headphones. However, in the chat, I started this live so I can answer some questions in reference to new moons and new beginnings and letting go of everything. Stop trying to hold on to specific things and let go of everything. Why do you want to let go of everything? Because you allow the new moon in Capricorn to do what it's supposed to do. It's like trying to fly a plane. As a pilot, you got certain things that you control, but then certain things you don't control. But the things that you don't control is way more important than the things that you actually do control. But yet and still, it's very important that you're a pilot. I mean, the plane needs the pilot, but the plane also needs jet propulsion, jet fuel, combustion of an engine, things of that nature. But it also needs to steer, needs to know when to land, let down its landing gear. So you're not useless when you let go. You're just allowing the combustion of your spirituality to take force and to take forth. The thing that is stressing you out, if you are stressed, is your hard-headedness and lack of understanding and overstanding and understanding of the higher self. So I will say this throughout the live. Please put any questions, comments, or concerns in the chat so I can kind of talk back. Usually I have a lot of shit that I want to say, and therefore I'm not really engaging in the chat, which is kind of whack. But I don't have a lot to say today. More or less, I'm interested in what you guys have to say, and also be prepared for tomorrow night impromptu live Q&A, just because I'm very interested in your voice. I'm very interested in your progression or your regression or repression or suppression or, you know, repossession of your vehicle. I don't fucking know what you going through. Let's talk about it. And we're going to do this a lot more often on this channel because it's my channel and I get to do whatever the hell I want to do. Isn't that awesome? So what is a beginning? What is a beginning? Beginning, the point in time and space at which something starts. So the energy, good or bad, that you carry in till tomorrow, the next day, is not representing the beginning. It's more or less representing the ignorance, because the synonyms rather, I went to public school, synonyms or the synonyms would be dawn. What is a dawn? A dawn is a new day, is a brand new day that will never be repeated ever again. Each day has its own unique fingerprint, that we could all be grateful for, to, you know, be alive and witness a day that passes, because some people begin a day but don't end a day. Some people will not make it into tomorrow. For good or bad, we have the opportunity to look at tomorrow or today, whenever you're hearing this video, and look at it as completely new, because spiritually, it absolutely is new. But if you are holding on to old energies and old concepts and emotional attachments to shit and bringing that in tomorrow, that is emotional baggage. If you got the same mentality scripts about yourself and what you need to accomplish or what you haven't accomplished, that is mental baggage. And in your esoteric apartment, there ain't a lot of space. Because you don't need a lot of space, because you are cosmic. And when you say you don't need a lot of space, I'm talking about mental and emotional space. But most people are super smart, super sexy, super emotional, got some good wet, whatever the case may be. You slanging that dang-a-lang all around town. You don't know shit about new beginnings. Why? Because you want to continue and manipulate and carry on old reputations into new paradigms. And as the paradigms switch, it generally leads onto an onslaught of mental hammering and emotional badgering, because you're not supposed to carry nothing from yesterday into today. We're talking about purity. We're talking about innocence. We're talking about magic, occultism. This is about learning. See, when you innocent and you pure, it's a conditioned state of learning. Learning is how you advance in life. When you spend time emotional, when you spend time mental, you also spending time not learning. You also not spending time progressing. But the mental baggage has a lot of old clothes in it that you like to put on. You know, the cross colors, the Carl Kanai, the bell bottoms, the high top fades. Has nothing to do with beginnings. It has everything to do with nostalgia, and that's generally where people are emotionally responding in these days and times. Let's look at another synonym or synonyms, and I'm gonna get to y'all questions in a minute. I just want to tackle the concept of beginnings for the people who might be caught up in some old ass shit and then trying to rectify and justify. But we ain't talking about Justin Timberlake CD or nothing like that. It's just a whole bunch of BS and rhetoric about how the past has to be carried in today, and you don't even realize why. Inception, conception, creation. True creation, all creation comes from within. You have a receptive, you have an active, and you work with these two energies to create. If you are the world's best singer, it don't matter. Mariah Carey ain't put out no hit CDs, cause God not giving her the music no more. He giving it to Ariana Grande. He giving it to Taylor Swift. Michael Jackson, God was giving him music for years. God stopped. Elton John, or even Elvis Presley. Why can't a person just consistently make hit music if they so good and they so talented? They're not nothing besides receptive to God's abilities, because so many things have to go right for you to be successful that it has nothing to do with you, and it has everything to do with favor. Now, you might say, well, good mystic, where is my favor? Be receptive to it. How do you be receptive to favor? The goddess's favor. 0 equals 1. I'ma be on y'all asses all week on this. I'm not letting this go. because y'all want more and more and more, and y'all don't say, I am which I create. The opposite of beginning, the antonyms: and, conclusion, and, nothing, over. So let's talk about this from A Course in Miracles point of view. This is the thing that I utilize daily, every single day. I'm journaling in reference to A Course in Miracles. I'm learning how to rid my mind of attack thoughts. Do y'all know I spend a majority of my time being afraid of shit that might not ever happen? And so many gruesome, negative scenarios, all of them possibly couldn't happen to me. But yet and still my mind goes in, fantasy worlds of what possibly could happen because somebody is so jealous of me and wants to take me out. So these thoughts that I carry have manipulated and matriculated and multiplied into a point that is creating an energy that don't even need to be here because I don't understand the power of new beginnings. So I started this live, like I start every other live, with the same mentality that if nobody clicks it, nobody shares it, nobody subscribes to my channel, if none of these things happen, at least I can feel it. At least I can take something from it. And for me, is to really get into this space of new beginnings. And this is an energy that needs to take place daily. This is a daily affirmation, so we can wake up daily and release all of the bullshit from yesterday. We don't need to carry the bullshit in all day that we experience, or the lack thereof, or whatever the case may be. We do not need to carry it into the next day. There is no law, no rule, no standard, no compliance, no mandate that says we need to carry in past trauma, So when you listen to these spiritual motherfuckers and they start talking about past trauma, say that's bullshit. What about new beginnings? What about how the goddess of the moon, Chandra, gives us a 28-day cycle to release all of the bullshit? And this cycle has been happening every 28 days since we've been alive. It never went off cycle. We've always had the opportunity to bear witness to a new moon, to create new intentions, to live intentionally, to hold on to our intentions, to release our intentions, to start new intentions, because beginnings are our greatest thing that we've ever gotten as human beings. And the crazy part about it, excuse me, the deepest irony of it is that y'all niggas rarely take advantage of new beginnings. And you experience a motherfucking every day. Every day is cock-a-doodle-doo energy. Fucking Tom Joyner morning show every fucking morning. Ricky Smiley, The Breakfast Club. Why are these the most successful things in the form of communication? Because every day represents a new beginning, and how you start your day is the most important thing. Your day is a ritual. Your day is in reference to what you are going to manifest. If you understand that every day represents a new beginning, what does that also tell you? That every day is an opportunity to express your limitlessness. But why wouldn't you do that? Because of some idea that you've been told. And this is the reality of y'all. This is why it's really unfortunate that, algorithms and spirituality is a thing, but it's also fortunate as well because generally it gives a person like me a voice. However, a majority of people will imagine that spirituality is a result of amalgamations and additions and subtractions and buildups and events and lectures and charging this and that and books and doing all of the things that whatever the fuck. But then it's like, well, isn't spirituality about letting it all fucking go? See, your spiritual guru can't tell you that, because that means you gotta let me go. I'm trying to promote to you. I'm trying to sell to you. It's very important. I need you, black people, to support me in my spiritual endeavors. I need attention. I need views. I need all of this type of stuff. So why would I tell you some real, true spiritual shit that you need to let it all go? Because if I tell you that you need to let it all go, that means you got to let me go. And if you let me go, how am I going to feed my chillins? You know, this $200 off of YouTube is, I can't do nothing without it, y'all. We might starve if we don't get no goddamn YouTube monetization. So why would I tell you some real authentic truths? New beginnings. Very important. I have another segment to talk to y'all about, but I'm going to look in this chat, see if there's any questions. If time doesn't exist and the moon has its same phases, it repeats. What's really new of a new moon? It's not to say that it is a new moon. It is more or less of human cyclical time and human cyclical energy that allows us to be in charge of our lives. To understand that, oh shit, I don't have to keep perpetually going down this straight line leading to nowhere. I can actually get better at things by starting things, mastering things, getting rid of things that are obstructing me from getting to the point that I need to get to, and then recharging myself, setting that intention deeper, stronger, because I've bettered myself throughout this previous 28 days, and now I'm going to continuously get it. Now, what's the point of wanting things if you're not going to move through cyclical changes to get it? Because obviously what tends to happen is you say, oh, I want this. Oh, it's too hard to get it. Now I don't want it. But you're saying that because it's too hard to get it, you still want it. So what tends to happen is that motherfuckers give up on their dreams and their hopes and their businesses and their ideas and their families and the things that they love, because they don't understand cyclical time. You set, reset, and you set again. You set, reset, and you set again. If you stop the harvest, then your family don't eat. So it's not to say, what's new about it. It's to say this is a new season and my family needs goddamn grains. So we're going to set this goddamn shit in the dirt, and we're going to water it, we're going to watch it grow, and we're going to eat it. And after we eat the shit, it ain't going to be no more. So we got to repeat the same process. And that's just the facts of life. That's just the facts of life. There's nothing that you can do about it. Unless y'all going, what y'all doing? Y'all eating, and is y'all going to throw up and eat y'all throw up? Y'all eating, y'all going feces and then eat y'all feces, or is y'all going to cook new food? So new food requires 6 cycles. This is why your job got you working every 2 weeks and you get paid, you buy the things, and after you buy the things that you need, you don't have no money. So you're incentivized to go back to work to build up your cash, so the cycle never ends. If you don't understand the cycle, you'll never get on top of the cycle. You'll never put money back. You'll spend it as soon as you get it, because you'll know you'll get it again. But if you have that mentality, you'll need the job. See how that works? If you realize as a cycle, you get paid every 2 weeks, then you can also say, I'll have this amount of money in a year if I save this amount of money based upon the money that I'm going to make, so I cannot work this job. What tends to happen is that we don't want the job, but we don't save no money to free ourselves from the job, to give ourselves 6 months to quit the job. have 6 months of saving, whatever, so we can look for a better job or build our business whatsoever. We need the job, hate the job, and never do the things to get outside of the job. So we need to understand cycles so we can change our lives for the better. Can I use the aspects in chart to help with shadow work? You can, but it's not necessarily like shadow work is not abstract like the chart is. The chart is up for interpretation, where shadow work is the shit that you want to say and the shit that you want to do, or it's the shit that you need to do in real life that you don't do, and the things that you need to say that you don't say, and the places that you need to go that you don't do. And it could be something, you know, that you should really be doing in life, but something in your mind is saying, oh, I don't need to do that, I don't give a fuck about that shit, whatever, right? You might even realize it, or you may not even realize it. A lot of things, when I'm doing shadow work at this point, I'm looking at myself when I was in my 20s like, God damn, boy, you was slow. You was slow. You was like back of the yellow bus, strapped in, wheelchair slow. Like, what the fuck was wrong with you? Why didn't they put you in a hospital? I'm gonna ask my people, like, why didn't y'all put me in the fucking mental institution and give me some goddamn Thorazine or something? I probably needed it. Something was wrong with me back then. You understand? So I'm saying that all to say shadow work is more of you being so real with yourself and moving all of the bullshit out, even to the point like, is it some aspect in my chart? Like, it's not no excuse for shadow work. It's not nothing hard to figure out about shadow work. It's not abstract. It's not deep. It is your repression, your suppression, and your reality to think, I repress it, I suppress it, so it means that it's not there no more. I repressed it and I suppressed it. It disappeared. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm just a happy-go-lucky person just here. La-di-da-di-da-da-di-da. I don't need to do shadow work because I repress things and I suppress things, and I watch YouTube videos of deep people and they talk about some deep-ass shit. So I don't need shadow work. And do you see this smile? Goddamn Colgate. That's why, motherfuckers. So don't complicate shadow work. Look at the things that you suppress. Look at the things that you repress. And if it fucks with you, start journaling about it. Because if it exists within your being, it shows up in inopportune times. This is why, if it's some real shit, I need to learn how to laugh about it. I need to learn how to process it. Because if it's really deep and then it gets triggered, y'all might see another version of Hood Mystic. You like, damn, why you cussing like that? You ever seen somebody get out of pocket? Because they got triggered. The stuff that they was trying to hide is coming to the surface, and they don't like that. They probably work real hard for motherfuckers not to know how hard they do the shit that they do, and they don't want nobody to know the things that they do. And if you start inching closer to it, they start, get away from my skeletons. Don't touch my skeletons. Get away from my closet. Because when I suppress shit and I repress shit, it is gone. It has disappeared. And the reality is that everyone has a shadow. And the more that we can spend talking about everybody else's shadow, I said that everyone has a shadow, meaning that you have a shadow. You have a shadow. I can't because I have a shadow. And boy, oh boy, I deal with my chart in reference to my chart, but I deal with my shadow in reference to my shadow. It's damn near two different things. So yeah. Ooh, what's going on with Pluto and Scorpio, folks? Pluto, Libra, Sidereal. Let me look at my chart real quick, Sharon. Let me see what my chart looking like. What my chart looking like? I don't even know my Pluto all the time. I think I'm Pluto in Libra, but I don't know what that is in Sidereal. Let me do Control H. Oh, I deleted my history. Give me a second. How your mama and them doing? How your family been? No, what I've been wanting to know, we haven't talked about it in some time now. You've been coming around, you've been coming to the functions, you've been looking good, you done got your hair done, you've been smiling a lot lately, girl. Me and the girls want to know, what's up with you and Jermaine? Did y'all break up? Cause you ain't, you know, when you and Jermaine was together, you was coming here, girl. I ain't gonna say nothing, but the wig was kind of lopsided the one day and you was stressed out. I ain't know what was going on with you. Okay. Yeah, I just want to know, is you and Jermaine, y'all good? Leave. All right, since y'all broke up, let me just say, leave Jermaine's ass alone because, girl, you so happy. Your hair done. Your weave ain't lopsided. Your dress is fly. Cause what? Was you shopping at Rainbow? Like, was y'all low on money? He had you shopping at Rainbow or something, girl? Cause the one dress you had on, it had like the gray security clip on it, girl. You was tripping, girl. I didn't even know you. Okay. But it's good to see you happy though. So good to see you happy, girl. Goodness gracious. I got a friend for you though. His name Raheem. So yeah, I am a Pluto and Libra. And I guess what would that, I don't know. I'm Pluto and Libra. What was that? Pluto and Libra 6. So I probably would be a Pluto and Libra in Western too. Never know. Probably in the cusp. What's going on with y'all, man? Nothing really. You know, I think that Pluto and Scorpio, y'all got, let's talk about that. I do know what's going on with y'all asses. Pluto and Scorpio, come to the table. Come sit down. We gotta talk. I've been wanting to talk about this too. That's interesting. You asked that question, Denise. Or Sharon. Sharon asked that question. No, Sharon. Somebody asked that question. One of y'all asked that question. Light skin gang in the building. Denise asked that question. Shout out Denise. Chi-Town. All right, so Pluto and Scorpio. This is the bullshit that they gave you. Pluto and Libra, Pluto and Virgo, Pluto and Leo, goddamn Pluto and Cancer. Oh my goodness. Pluto and Gemini, Pluto and Taurus, Pluto and Aries. All of them, they got taught the game. They said, look, get married, go to college, raise your family, save your money. So when you look at your grandparents and your great-grandparents, it's like your great-grandmama, she probably was like a hoe. Like she was probably fast a little bit. Like she was listening like to the Beatles or rock and roll and shit like that. And your great-grandma looking at your great-great-grandma looking at your great-grandma like, girl, what the hell wrong with you listening to goddamn Jackie Wilson? Girl, you crazy. Come to church. Find you a husband. So a lot of women said, all right, I'm going to leave Jackie Wilson alone. I'm going to go to church, find me a husband. And it worked out for a lot of our great grandmas. Now, our grandmothers, on the other hand, they gave our grandmothers checks. Especially if our grandfather wasn't around. Our mothers, they stopped giving our mothers checks, but the damage was already done, right? So they had to go to work, but they didn't have no dude. So Pluto and Scorpio, Pluto and Libra, then they started to just be like, Your parents ain't here to raise you. We gonna let the TV raise you, the music raise you, and the movies raise you. So no more are the values that the Pluto and Cancer generation started. Pluto and Leo kind of fucked up. But then Pluto and Virgo said, no, family over everything. Pluto and Libra, they tried as hard as they can. And then our asses came and we just started fucking all the time. Y'all started going to the club every Friday and ending up fucking. Now, it was always little pockets. Goddamn debaucherous energy. But then, y'all just normalized the shit. Completely normalized it. Which you can say, all right, cool. Let's do the alchemy. Because that's Scorpio, alchemy. But y'all motherfuckers ain't doing alchemy. Y'all don't even realize, okay, we going to have sex. Let's transmute this energy. Let's do rituals. Let's do goddamn mantras and tantra and Kama Sutra. No. Y'all fucking niggas. Y'all fucking women. Y'all having no spiritual connection. And then y'all sitting around like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I put this on everything that I love. If you a man of high substance and you ain't married, something wrong with your ass. You don't mean nobody no good. Because it's a man's nature to take care of a woman. Now, the men gotta start doing stuff because all motherfuckers want to do is have sex for no reason. And the fucked up part about it is you have no mental stability. You have no emotional stability because you don't understand that masculine and feminine are one parts of a whole. You need both. You need the man and the woman every day. You need to figure out this shit. So a lot of times in our family, you can say, oh, my grandmother suffered from mental health or my grandfather suffered from mental health. But you didn't say my grandmother, my grandfather divorced each other because of it. Our generation, because we so sexed out, oh, that nigga crazy. Oh, that bitch is crazy. That's why I'm not around my kids. The reality of it is that we've been fucking crazy, but we had each other to hold each other down as we went through our crazy shit. But it's good though, because you can do all of the alchemy. Y'all experience all of the trauma that you need to create some magical, beautiful shit. You can do it. You got the energy, but you can wallow in your negativity, or you can start to transmute your negativity into positive endeavors. You need to start writing more. You need to start being creative. You need to start developing your artistic gifts. Get into hobbies, arts and crafts, do research, do occult studies. Get a psychic partner that y'all can begin to do psychic things together and enhance y'all psychic abilities. These are all things that you can begin to do. Pluto and Scorpio, occult, magic, shit. Or you can take advantage of the reality and say, I look halfway decent, so I'ma prey on these niggas, and these dudes are so stupid, I'ma just smile in front of these dudes long enough till he wants to fuck me, and then when that gets tired, I'll just look for another dude, do the same thing, get fucked again. That gets boring, find another dude, do the same thing. And then you say, well, what's the problem? Now you don't see, well, we don't see the problem. You're not telling people that you fucking people the same way that I go to 7-Eleven and get my kids goddamn the damn drinks that they be getting that they love. So the Slurpees, right? I get the Slurpees, y'all hoes be doing Slurpees. And then be like, well, don't nobody know I be sucking dick like this. Don't nobody know I be fucking like this. And of course we don't know, but we also know that you can't get your mind right. We also know that you can't focus. We also know that you can't concentrate. We also know that you can't actually you just can't. You know what happened? Pluto and Scorpio generation. Y'all let these niggas fuck your brains out. But not like in a derogatory term, like literally fucks you senseless. You can't even think straight. I don't even know what that's like. But never in the history of life was it supposed to be that women should be fucking like dudes. Because y'all got vaginas and men have penises. So even if granddaddy was a hoe, you can't be following like after granddaddy. No, you just gotta be like, well, granddaddy got them families. Cause it's not even, it's about your sanctity, it's about your temple, it's about your vessel. You ain't about to compete. You ain't be competing with no man ruining your vessel. But nobody was teaching us this in our formative years. In our formative years, we was listening to goddamn Little Kim. Every girl had the fucking Little Kim and the Foxy Brown. All of us was watching the Players Club. We was watching Pimps Up, Hoes Down on HBO, watching the goddamn freaky shit on HBO. Never before have a generation been exposed to much porn. And then they gave us these motherfucking phones. You know what drove the technology? You know what drove the technology? Porn. Not fucking Skillshare. Not fucking coding. Not nothing. Porn. And then it wasn't nothing else to do after that. So the reason that we're so wound up and tied up and not getting in nowhere is because we equate sex with everything. Even though it gets us nothing. As I was saying earlier in my previous video, the one that got all the glitches, we are experiencing a Cali or Cali Sarpa, where all of the planets are above the nodal axis. And I'm saying this and I'm repeating this so you can take advantage of this particular energy. This energy is more of the occult, knowledge, personal, spiritual development. The easiest way to engage in this energy is to start over. But I can't tell you just start over. I want you to fully understand this from a spiritual point of view without a shadow of a doubt that you're not losing anything when you start over. You're actually doing the thing that people don't even know what to tell you. They can only tell you continue to press, to continue to build, to add, to expand. But what if you just say, fuck it? Kala is a Sanskrit term with dual meanings. The first meaning is translated as black or dark colored, and the second as time, destiny, fate, or death. Kala is used in reference to one of the forms of Yama, the Hindu god of death. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali introduces a concept referred to as Durga Kala, or long time. This is what I want us to really focus in on when we're trying to manifest some shit, right? Because I don't want to hear how you can't manifest some shit. I only want to hear how you were so short-sighted of your goal and you gave up. It's like going to goddamn San Antonio and getting to Houston and saying, well, fuck it then. It's not that San Antonio don't exist. It's just that you just said, you know what? I'm going to just sit in Houston. Durga Kala is the individual realization that when a new task is begun, a new day is begun, it will not be perfected overnight. Yogis should take their time to create a solid foundation in this new undertaking, whether it be a new yoga practice, a new job, an activity, a class, or a relationship. No new endeavor can be perfected immediately. This principle acts as a reminder to enjoy the journey of learning something new and to intentionally build the groundwork needed to excel in the task. So I don't want to hear, listen, when I met my wife, she was my wife before she was my wife. As a man, as a leader, I said, you are the woman that I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. You are the woman that I'm going to have children with. And no matter what happens, I'm never going to leave you. As men, we need to be the initiator of that shit. We need to intentionally be the foundation to our relationships. Because when the world looks at black people, they are not. This is why black women, they get the checks. This is why black women, they get the breaks. They get the jobs. They get the advances. They get the degrees. Because it's not their fucking fault. It's our fault. Do y'all understand that? Does that make sense? Do I sound crazy? How the fuck a woman with a child is not going to get no assistance from the government, from the society, from her family that she should be getting from her man? And she can ask you nicely. She can manipulate you. She can yell at you. But at the end of the day, she cannot force you to be a man. She cannot force you to be the foundation. She cannot force you to utilize her not as a fucking sexual object, but as a universal life force creator, a womb. This is the person that is going to birth your children, and you're not going to be intentional with her. And then, because the relationship is not going to be successful, because you didn't lead it to be successful, you're going to then now blame her for the relationship not being successful. What the fuck did you expect her to do? Do you want her to beg you to stay? Do you want her to beg you to be a family? She probably have done that. And you still, in your own ignorance, not being intentional with the woman. Did she pull out a fucking gun, okay? And say, nigga, you better fuck me. And nothing me. Did she pull out a gun, or did you make that decision as a man? And then because you did that, did you not start to be intentional with the foundation outside of what you've already made the decision to begin to do? I want to have a family with this woman. I want to provide for this woman. I want to be a man. I want to be a leader. And then you did not fulfill your fucking expectations and obligations. And because you didn't do that, it's now her fault. The black woman is so fucking crazy. No. We are fucking crazy. We have lost our fucking mind. I don't give a fuck if Kevin Samuels get 10 million subscribers and he talked to 100 million, 250 million women. It's never a woman's fault. Could never be her fault. The reason why he talks to women is because talking to women gets views, but he knows, because the conception of his channel was him talking to men, because he knows that men are the fucking problem. But talking to men does not get you views on YouTube, unfortunately. It doesn't give you the cool factor. It puts you in the manosphere, and it kind of makes you kind of on the homo side, LGBTQ, if you want to be honest about it. Hey guys, we don't need women. Let's just date each other. Women are evil. This woman doesn't like me because I stink, and I'm fat, and I don't have no game. And I fuck her for 10 minutes and go to sleep afterwards, and I don't pay for anything. And women suck. Let's just, why don't we just date each other, guys? Since we know everything that needs to be known. That's how these niggas sound, okay? So, what I'm saying is, we need to be intentional in our relationships. We need to be intentional in our lives. We can't imagine that it's a reason inherently that our thing is going to fail, and therefore we don't prepare for it. We don't situate our lives in actuality for the true success that we are intentional about. In other words, we say black women are crazy, so let me just disrespect this woman that I got for no apparent reason. Or when she's emotional, let me just hit her with some Kevin Samuels rhetoric and then run away from the situation. And then just be like, well, she did the thing that they was talking about on YouTube, so that was my reason for leaving. But what was your intention? To just wait for the thing that I didn't like, and then I was going to use that as an excuse to leave, because I always been wanting to leave. I just been a pussy in my own relationship, and that's the problem. I got a pussy when I should have a dick, and I'm making my wife have a dick when she should have a pussy. I'm in my feminine energy, allowing my wife to be in her masculine energy, because I can't lead effectively. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because I'm the one who fucked up first to be able to even say this shit. I ain't have no fucking daddy to give me no guidance. I told y'all, when I was in my 20s, I was in the back of the fucking short bus, strapped in my fucking wheelchair. They had me with a fucking bib on and shit. I was LD. Okay? However, when it comes to my wife, I'm intentional about that shit. Sometimes, I don't know, you might be lucky. Sometimes, when you serious about your relationship, you might have to love your partner more than your partner love themselves. Sometimes you might have to support your partner when your partner can't support themselves. But that's the modality of a relationship. A relationship ain't all fun and games, because human beings ain't all fun and games. It's shit that we got to figure out. It's shadow work that we need to work through in order for us to come through to the point that we can say, oh yeah, we done worked through this. We done came through that. We done made it through this. But in order to make it through some shit, we got to experience this shit full force. Character is not bred through fake ass situations. Character is bred and built off of real shit. And only the real ones go through real shit and make it through the real shit, and to tell you motherfuckers about it. No, don't be out here fucking. Cause I was out here fucking. I can tell you the do's and don'ts. Take your ass to school or take your ass to an educational place and get your mind out the fucking gutter. Raise your vibration up. And then from there, when you ready for a relationship, you should be able to be the wind beneath a girl's wings, right? You should be goddamn Peebo Bryson. I can show you the world. Pull up in a goddamn magic carpet. Girl, you don't gotta pay for nothing. If you out here scrimping and scraping, but you still trying to get your dick wet in between of you scrimping and scraping, you playing the game all fucked up. You need to get your mind on your goddamn paper, focus, so focus that pussy is the last thing you thinking about. Cause guess what? Pussy ain't going nowhere. You can get it once you get your shit together. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be feeling so much better when you getting into relationships and you got your confidence up. You got your money together, right? Sometimes, you know, it's like women, they got a censor, man. They so psychic and so in tune. They like goddamn wild hyenas sometimes when you don't got your shit together. They fucking attack you and they make you feel like you ain't shit. Right? And that's good. Because sometimes y'all niggas don't be shit. And women is just calling it like it's supposed to be called. Hey man, girls are so mean to me every time because you're ugly. You're dusty. You don't gotta be. You can clean up. Why do she gotta deal with your dust? Why do she gotta deal with your mild-mannered bitch assness? Why do she gotta be touched by your soft-ass hands? Why don't you fucking rub your goddamn hands on some cement for a little bit? Get some roughness about yourself. Roll around. Just roll around in the grass. Get itchy. Scratch up a little bit. You're just soft. Bitch made. But then want to be all up under a woman like she's supposed to like that. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It is crazy out here in these streets, man. Y'all got to be careful, be safe. Because I said this wasn't going to be a long video. So we at an hour exactly. So I think I'm going to just end here on that. You know, it's a new beginning. I'm going to just come here. I'll be busy throughout the day, but at night, I just be wanting to just kind of talk. I'm going to bring my headphones so we can get some kind of banter back and forth. I want to talk to y'all, so just meet me here tomorrow at the same time. We going to be low-key. We ain't trying to make a big scene. We just trying to talk, grow, learn, laugh, you know, get into some real shit, have real conversations. But I'm going to definitely open up the Zoom so we can talk tomorrow. But yeah, it's a new beginning, man. Y'all should rejoice. Get into your most positive energy. And if anything holding you back, anything holding you down, rebuke that shit. Let that shit go. Wash your shit clean. Just embrace this new energy. Because this new energy ain't no telling where it's going to lead you. You just don't know where this year is headed energetically if you just let the fuck go, man. If you just accept that this new beginning is taking place. I hope this message resonated with y'all. I hope somebody was listening to these words and felt uplifted and moved by these words. And, you know, a lot of women blaming themselves for the sucker shit that these niggas is doing. And sis, don't do that. Don't do that, because a real ass nigga come into your life and to have you looking at that lame nigga like, what the fuck was I even thinking about, right? It's not your job to be no man for no nigga, right? You can be in your divine feminine space and you can attract the divine masculine. I guarantee you that. That's the way it's been going for centuries. You understand me? That's the way it's always been going. So, you know, brush that dirt off your shoulders. You understand? And don't give it up until he prove himself to be a fucking man. You feel me? And if it get to a point is you've been dealing with him for some years and he done let his fucking guard down, you know what I'm saying? G check his ass. Like, what's up? Where your man card at, homie? I need a fucking man. I don't need no fucking sister. Right? You feel me? I don't need no fucking bitch. We don't need to be no bitches in 22. We need to be motherfucking goddamn men out here in these streets. Fuck all that, right? So with all that being said, man, stand up for your family. Boss up for your family, or motherfucking tuck your tail between your motherfucking legs and go sit in a fucking corner somewhere, man. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga out here, bro, if you know that nigga got a family and he ain't with his family, stop giving that nigga some pussy. Just stop right now. Like, look, I ain't giving you no more pussy till you go home and take care of your goddamn kids, nigga. This pussy on timeout. Some of y'all giving pussy to deadbeat dads, and y'all giving them motherfuckers asylum. Stop giving these motherfucking deadbeat dads asylum, man. And I'm gonna end with that word. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.